Hello everybody and welcome back to Katie Bugs Crafts. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you very much. So today we're going to make a Halloween inspired jewelry tray and a pumpkin stash jar. So the sticker you see in front of me is one I created with AI on my laser printer. This tray is about 10 inches high. On the right side, what you see in my hand is a witch's hat. It's a container, a pumpkin container with the witch's hat. I'm also making that. I'm going to place lights inside the jar at the end of the video. It gives it a really awesome little look. I'm filling this pumpkin jar and hat with all different colors of mica powders. I think there's 2x resin and 2x Baltic Bay. I'll throw a picture in here in a few minutes. Always make sure you turn your silicone molds back the right way as soon as you can. But if you're wearing gloves, you can also put the mica powder on the silicone with your gloves. You don't need a brush. And actually it lends itself for a smoother finish. No brush strokes. I actually finished blending with a makeup sponge. So here's the mica powders that I used in the jar. The doors and windows I put brown and orange on. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. In the end, I actually used an acrylic marker to go over the color, so I didn't even have to do separate colors for the doors and windows anyway. This mica powder here, it's actually the Baltic Bay purple green shift. I guess if you would do it in a black background, like black resin, it would probably come out more like the purple green shift. But backing it in like an off orange, like I did, it actually looks more like a champagne. It is very pretty. Just gonna clean up my mold, wipe it down with a baby wipe to get any dust and debris off of it before I pour. This is the last of the tabletop epoxy I had. It was the super gloss from the epoxy resin store. Some mirror glass. Some pumpkin pie junkie. Some Dollar Tree orange that I got. And autumn leaves. I'm gonna mix them all up. Oh, diamond white mica. You can't go wrong with diamond white. Mix it all up. Just give it a nice tint of different colors. Be careful with this mirror glass. It can and will mark your mold. If you rub your finger, you get a piece on your silicone, you rub your finger across it, it will damage your mold. So just be very careful when you're using solid things on your silicone mold. Giving it a good mix. Yes, it's yellow. No, it's not their fault. I've had this resin for a very long time and it was just sitting on the shelf. I finally used it all up. So it is super cold. I didn't give it a heat bath. So I'm using my mini hairdryer to warm up the resin to make it thinner so it's easier to mix. So I'm cleaning off the mold off the major part of my silicone so it's not going to interfere with my sticker. Taking a popsicle stick and running it down through the sides just to get some of the air pockets out. So my first layer is completely poured. I'm going to do some taps to release as many air pockets as I can. Slowly, I'll work most of them air pockets out around. So this is 30 minutes later. I printed this on a clear sticker paper, so the resin is tacky. It's not completely cured or anything, it's just very thick. And I'm gently laying my sticky side towards the mold in the resin. And doing so, I didn't get all the air pockets out. In the end result, you will see air pockets, and I will give you a quick, once over on how to get that out. I'm so cute. Little fangs and holding the wine glass. Since the silicone is clear, you can see pretty much through the sides, and you can tell where there's an air bubble and where there's resin coating it. So I do babysit for like another half hour to an hour, slowly working the rest of them big air pockets up to the surface and popping them. I will use a torch or a long neck lighter, not too close to my sticker because it will melt, and pop some of them surface bubbles. And isopropyl alcohol, not at the same time. You don't need a fire. This is my ocean white pigment paste from Let's Resin. And some more diamond dust. Just checking the color, and I realized I wanted it to have a light orange tint because I am doing the pumpkin. So this is Tangerine from Let's Resin. I don't think they sell them separate. I'm pretty sure you have to buy it in a pack. So here's where I realized I wasn't going to have enough resin mixed up to do the pumpkin and the hat. So I got these glass beads. I got them, I think it's a Dollar Tree. And I'm just stuffing them down in to fill some space. It gives it a really cool look at the end. Okay, so I realized I had some leftover resin because I used some glass cabochons in the resin, so it gave me more resin left. I'm just mica powdering this little gecko. He is done in a Boastful by Stuck Up Pigs, this little piggy pigments, and a random Baltic Bay chameleon pigment. So this is the next day. I'm mixing up some fresh resin. This is from Tea Expert. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, no explanation. The mess was real. So I mixed up more resin. To do the top coat, I'm gonna do in white for my Halloween tray. So this is a Let's Resin opaque white. I chose white because you'll be able to see the sticker much clearer with the white background. If you use a dark background, it will pretty much make the sticker disappear. As you can see, it's been 24 hours later. I had leftover orange from my tray, so I stuck it in the shell of this turtle here. Right now I'm demolding a gecko. He came out really good, and if I would have used a dark resin, he would have come out a lot bolder and brighter. He looks so cute. Okay, here's demolding the pumpkin. Came out really nice. Those glass beads in there give areas a very different look. I really like it. Here's the hat. I noticed right there I did get an air pocket on the brim of the hat. And I noticed here that I got an air pocket in the bottom of the flap of the hat, the very tip. You can't really notice that one at all. 24 more hours later, I finished doing the white on the back of the tray, and I had another resin that I was using, so I just poured all that left over in the rest of the turtle. So I'll demold the turtle now. There he is. He came out kind of cute. For extra resin anyway. I'm going to put some decorations on him, give him a good trim, draw him on a face, and you'll see pictures at the end. I had a little bit of fun here playing with the turtle. He's going to be my supervisor for demolding the tray. So there it is, right there in the center, underneath the bow tie or whatever you want to call it. There's that air pocket. I get out my hand tool and I drill down through it, but being that there's a clear layer on top, I have quite a distance to work with to be able to drill into it. I do not go far enough to where it will affect the sticker. So I drill it out, and then I will fill it with UV resin. You'll see me trying my hardest with the tweezers and all sorts of stuff, trying to poke the air out of the hole with the UV resin in it to fill up that gap. So yeah, just watch. I try to cut it, make it wider and deeper. And in the end piece, you can't even tell that there was a hole there. I give it a top coat, so after everything is done and the holes are fixed, I just pour a very thin layer of resin over it and let it cure, and you can't even tell. So here we are, the finished pieces. That's the one that had the air pocket on the right side of the brim of the hat. Covered it with I fixed the hole and then I covered it with a spider. And here is the same jar with lights in it. See what those glass cabochons did? It just gave it that much more clarity through the jar. There's a little gecko. And he did have an air pocket on his back there.